Good morning. Fuck, dude. Good morning. How are you? I am doing okay. Now I want to talk about something that flies in and out of my consciousness all the time because it's so fucking hard to get my human brain wrapped around it. And this is the concept that true strength is love, and how honorable it is to live a life that's in love. What do I mean by that? The way that I see this, the way that this comes down for me is when you get in an argument with somebody, when somebody betrays you, betrays themselves, and chooses a choice that isn't beneficial for them or for you or for the group or whatever. The initial, right now at least, in our state of the world, in our state of existence, the common response to being hurt is anger, to cut off the boundary, or to set a boundary, move, say fuck you, can't believe you do this, fuck you, and now you're gonna learn from your mistakes through lack. You're gonna see where is the pain. Like, you did a consequence, and it's in a negative expression. And of course, if somebody hurts you, if somebody betrays you, if somebody doesn't look out for your highest good, it puts you, they compromise you. And so your egos are, for an example, you and somebody date, and you really like each other, and this person has issues from their past or issues with becoming who they are that makes it need to be alone. They for their highest good need to be in their own space so that they can figure out these issues, right? But you get broken up with for a reason like that. Some people will feel betrayed. Some people will feel let down and like they wasted their time and they weren't given back to. But that's looking at another person's problem through how does that affect me? That's taking on somebody else's problem. Obviously, if we take a step back and if you weren't dating this person who did that, you would be able to say, it sounds like this person has some shit to figure out. And that is logically very, very, that makes a lot of sense. Everybody has shit to figure out at some point in their life. Everybody goes through the hermit stage. It exists for a reason. And when we see and we look at it, removing the emotion, removing our negative self-centered, and I mean that in the most literal term, the way that we look at anything through the self is when we feel connection to it, when we feel like we are owed anything from it. And we're not, because this is where I say love comes in. The most loving thing that person could do for themselves is to allow themselves to explore their truth, whatever that truth may be, and allowing somebody to go through their feelings, to go through their challenge, to go through their lessons is the most loving thing you can do to another person, for another person, to support them at their soul level. What do you need to do? This isn't about me, because I understand that my emotions are inside here and that I'm capable of handling anything, right? Anything on the inside, anything on the outside. So what's going on, baby? What's going on, baby girl? Why are you so angry? Why are you so, why are you stealing out of your friend's fucking house? Why are Why are you cheating on your girlfriend? Why are you doing all of these things? And not looking at you and not saying you're awful, you're bad, you know, you're a bad person, you get your ass kicked and then thrown to the curb. Okay, I'm supposed to explore that, because what if you did? What if you did fuck this bitch up and then throw him to the curb, right? This person is going to have had to hold all the shame of, you know, making whatever choice they're making. Because obviously there's an issue beforehand that causes whatever it is, you know, lack of respect for self, lack of boundaries, fear of connecting with people, leads them to do something that hurts another person, whether that's breaking off a connection, lying, stealing, cheating. That person has all of this still that they have to deal with, the shame of processing this, and obviously they're not figuring it out very well. Then the physical oopsie that they make, which will send anybody into a contemplative state. And this is where the story changes. This is where the story breaks off. It can either have a happy ending where this person apologizes, reflects, and comes back to the group, and the group can accept them, and it allows for growth, right? That's love, allowing space for growth. Or this person can be thrown to the wolves because fuck you, you only get one chance, which doesn't make sense. Humans are given a million chances. We're given a chance every day we wake up to become better people. And this person is left with all of their pain, plus the pain they caused, plus the coldness of another person. And that's karma, you know? If you fuck up, it doesn't happen. Sometimes, and the people who didn't watch this video, these people are gonna rat the motherfuckers out. And you know what? Sometimes it's supposed to be like that. Sometimes that's what that person needs. But 9 times out of 10, I think it makes somebody colder, and it makes them more aware of the pain that they're causing. And nothing like love. Love cuts through the delusion so quickly. Love cuts through the pain because it just makes sense. But it hurts to forgive somebody. So when somebody does something to you, you look at them and say, okay, I see your soul, I see how you want to do good, and I know that hurting me isn't in alignment for you, you know, because I watch videos on how to forgive and love people. I know I'm in a loving spot. I try to be loving, so I know I'm a good person, and I know that I do not. It's almost, you have to disassociate from what people do to you. Just because somebody did something to you does not mean that that becomes you or is you. You know, if somebody leaves you, if somebody cheats on you, you are not somebody that isn't worth being loyal for, isn't worth staying. It's not what's being said. What's being said is this person on the other side, this person who's making this move, is incapable of connecting with you properly. This person is incapable of acknowledging your worth, and that is painful. That is painful, but that is a lot easier to deal with. Okay, you're just not seeing me for my worth. You're not seeing me as somebody who loves you and, you know, wants to support you, and revert, because you're not seeing that. Because you're in whatever you're in, human, my fellow human, that goes through things and has illusions and fears that disaligns them. I see you, and I see that you're disaligned right now, and I'm going to see you. I'm not going to pretend I don't. We're not going to pretend it's not there. We're not going to abandon you and shut out this experience you're having. But we're going to look at it. And that pain, that shame, those oopsie moments do not want to be looked at, because it's an oopsie moment, you know? Because You could either get mad, this person could have consequences that are rectified, that need to be rectified, or they're gonna be forgiven. And being forgiven when you do something bad, when you've actually sinned and you're asking for forgiveness, and you receive it, that can be such a healing moment. And I mean, like, through anybody in a close relationships, your sister, your best friend, your mom, your partner, they betray you in some way and care enough about you and themselves and the connection to rectify it. That is love. So, my question, why is it so hard for us to choose love? Because it's very hard for us to embody when things get really emotional. When things get really emotional, you gotta tap into the brain. When things get very brainy, you gotta tap into the heart, into the body. So when we're talking about these super emotional things, like, you know, you got anger, you got sadness, you got fear, that stuff that's preceding you in your ability to remain calm. Like, those emotions are big. Those emotions are strong and they're intense. And a lot of the time when somebody hurts you, those are songs, those are whispers, those are feelings of inadequacy and distrust, and I should have never let this happen. How did this happen to me? How did this happen to me? It's always me. And it makes sense. I mean, there's so much karma on this earth, man. You're born with just like 5 fucking punches right to the face. So of course you're on edge all the time and you want to make sure that nobody's going to screw you over. But we're going to, you know why? Because everybody else was born with karma too, and we're all just trying to fucking figure it out. And the only way we're going to dispel the karma is by karmically loving it and changing the energy and making it something it's not. So that's why it's so intense. And the game is, and the workout is, taking those emotions, those perceived emotions that come up right away. And for me, at least, it's in my nervous system. It's lifetimes before me. It's my soul. It's programmed in there to have these fears, these angers, these. At the very core, it's you're picking wrong, you're not picking love, and it's hurting me, and I know that you're gonna hurt me and hurt yourself by not doing this. That is what all of the panic is about. Because we, for a long time, and if you're in this embodiment of fear and all that, you believe that you believe that this other person and what they do to you affects you as a person. Oh, I might have to move. There's a mower. Where are you going with that mowing machine, sir? Okay, it's kind of convoluted. I'm getting out. Okay, I just got pulled out of entrancement. I'm trying to get back in. Right, so our emotions are very us-based, how we feel. And there are a handful of emotions that we can cultivate by breathing through the programmed fear, anger, nervous system. This is scary. Oh, the line that I said was, at my deepest core, when somebody acts out of alignment, I think, or does something that's hurtful, I think if somebody does something hurtful, 9 times out of 10, it's out of alignment, because in alignment, there's always a different way to go around something to make it a little less intense, you know? Instead of having a big blowout breakup, or instead of robbing somebody, you could ask for money from that same person, or you could be sensitive and have a conversation and not have such a big blowout breakup, and more of a heart to heart. You know, like a lot of times breakups are so charged because the feelings are like, you're hurting me, but I love you, you're the person I love the most and you're hurting me, and that, like, this is what I'm talking about. But imagine if we would have these conversations where each person was so real, so fucking real with how they were feeling, and it stayed, and we were able to stay in a wise body, mind, like I'm understanding my emotions, breathing through the, oh, this is pain, this is scary, this is intense. These emotions, this other person's emotions are so intense because they can be anything, and I'm not getting angry at them for that. It just is right in front of me, and that's fucking terrifying. Another person by you, you don't understand, you don't really get into it, you don't really click into how powerful and capable, and how this person could literally make anything happen at any point right in front of you. The capability that's in front of you is scary when we start to get sensitive and emotional and vulnerable with another person, because this person could do fucking anything to us. That's what you think, you know? But then this person starts talking, and you start talking, and even if it's here and it hurts a little, you know, whatever's said, you are still in a place that's not, you're not just responding now, you're in the intellect, you're hearing what this person's saying. The person says, I don't feel like I'm myself, I feel so lost, I feel like I just can't get my feet on the ground, and I'm constantly thinking about anything other than myself, and I think I just need to be alone so that I'm forced to be with myself, is what this person's saying. And if you're sitting here, and if you were the partner, and you took some breaths, and you've worked on it, you've tried really hard to not let the emotion run the response, you can sit back a little bit, and if you were in third person, you'd look down and say, that is actually a very smart and wise thing for this person to do. You know, if somebody's not feeling themselves, they need to go take care of themselves, and especially they shouldn't be in a relationship, because the way I just saw it was like this person is almost see-through, and you can't connect with somebody who's see-through because it's not genuine for them and it's not genuine for you. And he's coming back round. And when you look at it like that, it has nothing to do with you. Like, literally 0% to do with you. My friend, you need me to move? Can't tell. I think he's just wanting to drive around on the cement with his lawnmower. We'll find out when I get up. I'll wrap this up in just a second. But, yeah. Love. Yes, seeing it and being like, okay, this has nothing to do with me. This person feels like they need to be alone, but it's not like they are saying they don't want to be around me. They're saying that they feel like they can't be. And that is a completely different ballpark when you really tap in to what that person is really feeling. The feelings of not being certain of who you are, feeling confused, feeling internal, you know, issues are very difficult. And as much as I wish I could help people through that, and you can to a certain extent, but the way you help people through that is accepting that that's a personal journey, and that other people's emotions, are like things that get thrown at them, right? They're just trying to work through it as much as you're trying to work through your nervous system being on fucking fire, you know? And once we give each other that acceptance, once we give each other that love, it frees this other person and it frees you from the emotional feelings, emotional burdens you feel. He is gonna mow, so I'm gonna leave. But I can just tell. I don't know where he is, but I know he's mowing now. And it makes you so much lighter. It makes the decisions so much less painful. And it also frees this other person. If I hate you and I make you feel like you're terrible for making that choice, it just is another burden on you for taking care of yourself. And that makes it harder for you to grow. And I mean, don't get me wrong, shit happens. If people piss you off and you freak out and you can't control yourself, the way God intended it. Amen. But at the very truth of it, love is such a guiding light and such a healing force, you know? That conversation that could be, you know, two people who really love each other screaming at each other because of the pain and the fear and the stimuli response and the nervous system response is a completely different vibration and outcome that sitting down with that partner and getting really vulnerable and maybe crying and maybe feeling sad at the end. But sad is better than mad. Sad is better than mad because sad moves. Sad transforms into understanding, into acceptance, and into joy, you know? Because this person is then going to go find themselves, and eventually you'll see them, or it'll come back, or maybe it won't. But you'll know that this person took a step. They chose themselves, which is beautiful. That's love. Choosing yourself, that's love. And choosing not to freak out on this person and instead to think about it, that's love for you too. Because once you get past all the it's just fear. It's just past negative situations. It's just your nervous system tripping. I don't know why I'm saying that so much. But I really need to get into you guys. It is like when we are freaking the fuck out, we are not in control. It is 100% an emotional response that is happening. It's like fucking reflexes. It's like fight or flight, motherfucker. And that would be great if we were killing a lion, but we're not. We're trying to be loving and understanding in these relationships that we have. So, and the hardest thing for me is feeling like I am allowing people to walk on me, or people will sometimes feel like I don't stick up for myself, and that pisses me off the most because these people are used to anger and victory, and violence equals victory, and I win. You hurt me, so I'm gonna beat your ass. And now what? That don't work. But that don't work. I don't want to beat this person's ass. I want this person to be happy, and I want to be happy. Beating that person's ass is going to not make me happy. It's going to make me feel all sorts of things. It'll make my nervous system and my fight or flight and my animalistic parts of me that want to tear anybody up that hurts me feel really good. But the conscious soul and the part of me that understands that each person we're all one person, and understanding that I would rather give somebody the tools to grow than kick a fucking step out underneath them is what I want to do. And that's not what I would be doing if I was fighting this person. I would be fucking their shit up. I would. It's so sad. It's so sad when you love somebody and then you guys betray each other by destroying each other emotionally at the end because you feel... Because sensitive emotions are so hard to talk about, especially when we don't feel like we can be sensitive. That's what we're working on. That's why being loving requires such strength, to have personal power in here, to know that no other person can hurt you, like really hurt you. All these people who say these things, it can crawl in your chest, and if you take it in, and it becomes you. But you also have the strength to say, no, honey, I know what this is. This is projection. This is pain. This is fear that's going on with you. I'm giving it back to you. I'm not taking it. Let's talk about it. But I am here for you. And that takes so much confidence. You have to believe in yourself that you aren't any of these things, and you know that you are loving and that you are going to choose a loving way. And a lot of people also don't know how to handle that. A lot of people, then we get into a whole, that's it. I just got the message. That's a whole different, that's your own game you're gonna have to play. When you start stepping out in love, this is another thing. People aren't used to it. It is like one in a lot. Like one in a mill. Not Bill. Hope to God it's not 7 people on this earth that are capable of keeping their heart open and holding space. But it is very rare, and a lot of people most people don't like to even fight. Most people don't even like to bring up conflict because it's normally a fight. You see? I call it a fight. Setting boundaries and talking about our emotions is immediately called a fight. And that is where we're standing right now, and that's not where we're trying to be forever. Turn up, girl. I have learned that it's like a muscle. And fortunately, even when I'm trying to act out of alignment, even when I'm in my nervous system, even when, and it's not. And girlfriend, I've been burnt bad. And I'm not so accepting right away. Sometimes I am. And I've learned, actually, I've had situations where I wasn't calm and I fucked my shit up in the long run. If I had just stayed wise like I wanted to, like my brain intuition, my true essence wanted to, but somebody triggered me, somebody triggered my inner child, somebody woke up my fucking dark feminine, and I beat this bitch's ass in the street. And I was so hurt by it. I was shaking. I wasn't even the same person for a week. Because this was somebody I loved. And it took a long time for us to even talk again. And it was so painful. And if I had just stayed calm, if I would have just stayed in my wise mind and listened to the wisdom that has been given to me, things wouldn't have gone that way. And I probably would have healed that person, helped heal that person. But it wasn't supposed to be like that. And sometimes when people hurt me, it takes me a little bit to be able to stand in the I can be strong. A lot of the times there's that feeling of fuck them, fuck me, fuck everything, fuck. But there's always, and once you start tapping into the choose love for wisdom, it's always there. It's always like, but we can understand. But we understand that. That is a battle between you and your nervous system. And for that, I recommend some meditation. I recommend some emotional coding. I recommend some cord cutting, some journaling, some getting in there deep and figuring out what was the hurt, what hurts so bad for you that makes you feel like you can't control yourself. For me, it's betrayal. It's being left behind. It's abandonment. When people abandon me, it makes me feel hollowed out and empty. And it makes sense. Nobody likes to be abandoned. But, you know, nobody's born in this world with another person attached to you. We're all alone. You know, and nobody belongs to anybody. I mean, parents are supposed to take care of their children, but let's get so fucking for real. If we were wild animals and I got separated in the woods, who's gonna save me? It's nobody's responsibility. If I was a fucking cat and I was the runt of the litter and my mom decided not to take care of me, it would be me against the world. That's true shit. You against the world. Nobody owes you shit. And it's really helped me understand that people are going to make them choices anyways, because we all know this, you know, and it encourages me to make my own choices for myself because I know this, you know. Abandonment is separation is only time and space. And, you know, if somebody needs to leave to get better, I'm in contact with that person that I fought with. And I love them, actually. We're really close now. But that separation was there for a limited amount of time, but it still hurt. And I had to understand that separation was only for a limited amount of time, and that's okay. Sometimes time and space is okay. And that's something that I just have to implement over and over and over and over again, because the fear, the lack, the pain, the nervous system shocks of wanting things to be perfect and settled right now so I can feel safe is something that just needs to be unlearned, because things don't go at our pace, things go at the divine space. And it's divine on purpose for that reason. So, being able to step out of what is this person doing to me, the pain, the feelings, my lack, my oh no, my fear, stepping out of that and stepping into what am I feeling, and two, what is this other person feeling, what is the logistics of it, and how can I approach this with love. That is fucking badass. That is fucking strong. That is so healing. Like I feel like pain and issues just fall away under that spell. Thank you, Divine. My morning sig's done. I didn't think I was going to chat as long as I did. My tea's probably cold. It's the warrior's path. It's the spiritual warrior's path, I'm hearing. And in my experience, it's so nice to embody it. It's so nice to embody love. Okay. I am done talking. I am so glad you joined me. I hope I give you many blessings on your journey and on all the people you know's journey as we grow and become more conscious, loving human beings. I'll see you next time. Always, I love you. Goodbye.